Hello everyone, my name is Jacob Tingen and I'm the managing partner at Tingen Law. Today we are exploring an important topic. Now that Donald Trump is going to be our next president, could his policies impact the future of the DACA program? In this video, we're going to dive into Trump's past actions on DACA, what he's proposing now, and what all of this could mean for DACA recipients if his policies move forward. Now first, let me give a brief background on what DACA is. DACA, or Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, was introduced in 2012 by President Obama as a temporary measure to protect young, undocumented immigrants from deportation. These people were known as dreamers, and these young people were brought to the U.S. as children, often without any say in the matter. And for many, the U.S. is the only home they know. Under the DACA program, recipients can apply for protection from deportation and receive work authorization for a 2-year renewable period. While DACA doesn't necessarily grant legal status or a path to citizenship, it has allowed many dreamers to build stable lives, contribute to their communities, and pursue their goals without the constant fear of deportation. To qualify for DACA, applicants have to meet specific requirements. They have to have arrived in the U.S. before age 16, have lived here continuously since 2007, and either be in school or have a high school diploma, or be dishonorably discharged veterans of the U.S. military. Additionally, they can't have any significant criminal record. Since its creation, DACA has provided security and opportunity for roughly 600,000 people. Many have been able to finish school, start careers, buy homes, and contribute meaningfully to the economy and to their communities. Now that we understand what DACA is and why it matters to so many people, let's talk about Trump's previous efforts to end the program and the legal battles that followed. In 2017, the Trump administration announced its decision to terminate DACA, arguing that the program was an overreach of executive power. They stated that immigration policy should be decided by Congress and not through executive orders, ironically, through an executive order. Almost immediately, the move to end DACA faced intense pushback from immigration advocates, state governments, and civil rights groups. Many lawsuits were filed across the country challenging the administration's decision and calling it unlawful. That legal battle eventually made its way to the Supreme Court. In a landmark 2020 decision, the court ruled that the Trump administration's attempt to end DACA was arbitrary and capricious under federal law. Essentially, they found that the administration didn't follow the proper procedures required to dismantle such a significant program. The ruling didn't say that DACA itself was legal or permanent. It simply stated that the way the Trump administration had tried to end it was not legally sound. And as a result, DACA continued, but its future remains uncertain. Now, this decision did provide a temporary sigh of relief for dreamers, but it didn't solve the bigger issue. DACA is still vulnerable to political shifts and more legal challenges. And now with Trump becoming president again, we can expect him to attempt to end DACA again, as he has promised many times during his 2024 presidential campaign. During his campaign, Trump has made his stance on immigration clear. He's called for stricter immigration policies, and he's specifically mentioned that, if elected, he intends to end DACA. Now, it's unclear how the Trump administration is going to attempt to do that this time. They could pursue several paths to dismantle DACA. They might issue a new executive order with more detailed justifications and try to avoid that arbitrary and capricious ruling from the last time. Alternatively, his administration could pressure Congress to pass legislation that formally ends or restricts the program. No matter how Trump ultimately decides to pursue ending DACA, his administration is undoubtedly going to face legal battles similar to what we saw in 2017, and these legal battles could take years before a decision is met. So what does this mean for dreamers? Essentially, if Trump follows through on his promises, it could mean another round of instability and more legal battles. Let's discuss the impact these future potential legal battles have on DACA recipients. For dreamers, DACA isn't just a policy, it's a lifeline. With it, they can legally work, attend school, and live without the constant fear of deportation. And losing DACA would disrupt every part of their lives, affecting their jobs, homes, families, futures, and our communities. Ending DACA would affect nearly every part of a dreamer's life, from their career and education to their families and mental health. And without DACA, dreamers would once again live with the fear that their future in the U.S. could be taken away at any moment. As an example, for DACA recipients, their work authorization is tied directly to their DACA status. Losing that authorization means they could be forced out of jobs, making it difficult to support themselves and their families. And because DACA recipients work in a wide range of fields, from education and healthcare to technology and the arts, losing their work permits wouldn't just impact their lives, it would also mean a loss for the companies and communities that they contribute to. In short, ending DACA not only negatively impacts the lives of hundreds of thousands of DACA recipients, but it would also have a negative impact on the lives, businesses, and communities that rely on DACA recipients. With everything I've shared so far, the future for DACA recipients looks bleak. However, despite the future uncertainty for this program, there is some room for hope. First, we need to remember that Trump's first attempt to end DACA failed. So if Trump tries again, his administration would need to present a stronger case addressing the specific legal concerns from the previous court rulings. Now, this is easier said than done, and I believe the Trump administration could have a hard time justifying ending DACA. Second, polls in the United States show that most U.S. citizens support the DACA program and support providing DACA recipients a path to citizenship. And finally, there's hope for a more permanent solution through legislative action. Many immigration advocates argue that DACA recipients deserve a path to citizenship, and Congress has the power to make that happen. There have been multiple attempts over the years to pass legislation that would protect Dreamers permanently, such as the DREAM Act. That bill would have offered a pathway to citizenship for DACA recipients and other young undocumented immigrants who meet certain criteria. Although these legislative attempts haven't worked yet due to public opinion and bipartisan support, it's possible that this could work in the future. Ultimately, while the future of DACA may be uncertain, there are options on the table, whether through the courts or ideally through a legislative solution. There is still hope that Dreamers can achieve the stability that they need. DACA is more than a policy. It represents a sense of security, belonging, and hope for Dreamers who want to contribute fully to the only country that they've ever known. Their lives and futures shouldn't be subject to the uncertainty of shifting political landscapes. So what can you do? If you believe in a permanent solution for DACA recipients, consider reaching out to your elected officials, supporting local advocacy organizations, or simply starting a conversation about why programs like DACA matter. I want to thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe so you can get more immigration information as we move forward. We will see you here on our channel at Tingen Law.